Okay. Are you gonna be like hitting it for me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Unless you want me to turn around, you can do it.
Either way,
Okay, I'll do it. If I do bad, you can tell me and I'll turn around.
Okay, sounds good. Hi guys, my name's Griffin. I'm from Purdue Fort Wayne Admissions. Are these, what grade of students do we have here?
Oh, raise your hand if you're a freshman. Raise your hand if you're a sophomore. Raise your hand if you're a junior. Raise your hand if you're a senior.
Okay, so mixed it everyone. All right, sounds good. Good to know. I represent recruiting for seniors, basically, but I still would like to get the message sent out to everyone else here as well about what Purdue Fort Wayne has to offer. Everyone's heard of Purdue Fort Wayne. We've all been by it probably a couple times now. But I represent recruiting for that, for your guys' school specifically. So when you get to that point when you're graduating you'll go through the admissions office, and that goes for any college. With us, we provide programs that are listed in the booklet here that I gave you. I've also given you a card to fill out. You can leave the card there when you're done, and when you guys leave the card there, and I'll pick them up after. But we provide all sorts of programs at PFW, ranging from biology, chemistry sciences, as well as math sciences, education if you want to become a teacher. When you graduate, we provide opportunities for you to get licensed in that, engineering as well. Purdue is one of the top engineering schools in the nation because of the high job placement rate with that. We also have liberal arts, so criminal justice, communication, English. There's also visual and performing arts, theater, art and design, and music, as well as some pre-med, pre-vet, and pre-law opportunities for you as well. So those are the kind of things you can think about when you're going to college as majors, is what you're going to be studying and stuff like that. That's one big deciding factor. Another deciding factor is going to be tuition, and how much it costs to go there. For some, if you're a 21st century scholar, that's going to be paying for your entire tuition. There are other scholarships that also make things more affordable. On the back of our booklet here, about 3 pages in, it talks about our tuition. You go ahead and hit next slide, next one. Next. It talks about our tuition. This is just a bigger graphic of what that is. It's also located on this page in your booklet here. Since you guys live in the state of Indiana, you qualify for this 9,500 rate. We have these as well for out-of-state students, but you don't have to worry about those. You just worry about this column over here. That's a really affordable tuition for college in general. Most colleges are that per semester, which means you're paying that double per year. So we're probably one of the most affordable options in the area. And we're only half an hour away, which is really nice. It's a really close version of the Purdue degree, which you see in front of you today. This guy right here in front of you is actually what you're getting after 4 years with us. The same exact degree, 100% identical degree, as the main campus of Purdue. So a lot of students, then toss up, okay, do I want to travel far, get away from mom and dad, get away from home to get to what I want for college? That's definitely a plausible option. But if you want to stay close to home and get the same exact degree at a cheaper cost, you can do that. Likewise, traveling farther away usually means you have to live in a dorm room or a place to live. Housing is available on our campus as well. It's a $6,000 additional cost per year. However, since you guys live within an hour of living or being here at Purdue Fort Wayne, your housing contract is optional. You don't have to live in our housing to go to school with us. Even as a freshman, you can skip that if you'd like to. That's what the asterisk is there for. So you can save money if you want to do that by just staying at home and commuting if you want to. Parking is free on our campus, so we have all sorts of commuters that take advantage of that. They skip paying the parking pass that other colleges have to attend our university. All right? And then there's this. Oh, you're good. Jumping ahead of me. We have this little graphic down here that talks about our scholarships. That's the link that kind of talks about all of them. But this one in particular is one that we like to talk about. It is our Purdue Fort Wayne scholarship, and it's based on your high school GPA. So when you complete your time at DeKalb High School, your GPA is going to highly impact where you're going to go. So we're test optional, so we don't look at test scores to get in. We look at your GPA, a 2.3 GPA to get in. However, this scholarship. Wherever you fall in those categories there, it's also located in your booklet here. Shows you how much you're gonna be getting, like a free given scholarship, just by picking us as your university. All you do is apply, go here, and you get that guaranteed every single year that you attend here, which is really nice. So, it brings this tuition down even more, and that's already really affordable tuition, in comparison. So, tuition, housing, scholarships are probably one of the biggest things when it comes to picking your school where you wanna go. Are there any questions about this before we continue?
The GPA thing, like, what's the scale for it?
Are you guys 12-point scale here? Okay, that's actually a good point. So when you guys graduate and you're on a 12-point scale, it'll translate to a 4.0 scale when we admit you guys. So I'm not sure what that actually equates to for your guys' scale. Off the top of my mind.
Like the lower one, I think is about a 5 something.
Ours works, I think it's F is 0, D is 1, C is 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think
D is
so.
3, A is 4.
So that's like a C average at the
I'd rather have
bottom.
like
C plus average is the bottom one, where it says the GPA 500, yeah, that would be like a C average. C plus average.
And we'll tell you what your scholarship is before you attend there. So if you don't have it calculated when you graduate, we'll do that for you. And you'll get a letter from us that says, you're gonna admitted to our university, based on the 2.3 GPA. Here is the scholarship you're given for a year, so that'll help you make your decision a little bit further. And you don't get this if you are a 21st century scholar, if you're already getting tuition paid for. But this does stack on top of other scholarships that you can apply for as well. And then FAFSA over here, I usually leave this out because eventually you'll apply for that, and parents usually have to stay or do that, co-sign it with you, and then there's FAFSA nights to help with that, and there's a financial aid office that kind of covers this, but it is important because every school has to have students apply for FAFSA anymore. Even if you can afford college, you have to apply for FAFSA today. So, any other questions about this stuff? All right, keep rolling. All right, the next steps the next things I'll talk about is some cool facts about PFW, just a little bit. Is going to be, next slide. These facts here, I'm not gonna go over every single one, but the two biggest sell points that we have, well, three, is our school size and our class size. So our school size isn't your typical college of over 10,000 students. Ball State has 20,000 and West Lafayette, Purdue has 40,000 students there. So those are a little bit bigger than we are. That doesn't mean anything with us. I mean, honestly, you're gonna get better leadership and scholarship opportunities at a less competitive field at Purdue Fort Wayne than you would at those schools. You know, if you want to become a resident advisor and get your room and board paid for, if you want to become a student government leader, you want to, you know, get that front seat in your class, it's a lot easier to do it here because there's only 20 students in your class. So about basically as big as this class is right here, it's gonna be easier for you to make eye contact with the professor and a little bit easier for them to get to know you, so that way when they're grading your stuff, they know who you are, and they can kind of vouch for you when they're grading their stuff. Okay, well, Ashley came up to me and said that she had issues with so-and-so in this assignment. Whereas you go to the bigger universities, I'll be upfront and honest with you, it's a little bit harder to get to know your professor because they have to make time for everyone. They have office hours built up, sometimes they're overfilled and you never have time to meet with them, or there might be a class where you never talk to your professor one day in that class. Happened to me where I went to college. I went to college at Bowling Green State University, which is very similar to Ball State as far as size goes. But yeah, so keep that in mind, that every seat at Purdue Fort Wayne is a front row seat, meaning you're gonna get a better opportunity to get to know your professor, which actually does 100% impact your grade, so you can complete with high honors, which, by the way, we do have an honors program that allows you to enroll with honors benefits, and you'll also get to graduate with like an honors board and stuff like that, and whatnot. So yeah, a lot of students really like our 16:1 student to faculty ratio, knowing that they will have a better chance to succeed with classes. And then of course the Purdue degree thing that I mentioned again, that's a huge one because Purdue is a nationwide school. Every job that is applying usually looks at Purdue on the top of their list, so you're getting the same exact thing just down the street in Fort Wayne. Okay. Next slide. So, next up is our mascot. We are the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons. Does anyone know why we're the Mastodons? Has anyone heard the story before? I'd like to share. Go for it.
These were bones that were found in the area.
Mhm.
I know there were some actually found in Ashley, if you guys wanna look that up, it's pretty close to here. We
Mhm.
also had mastodons found in Ashley, so.
Yeah, exactly, just right around this area, actually. It's actually very, very rare do I actually get to go to this area and actually talk about where it came from. They say like near Angola, near, DeKalb County kind of stuff. But yeah, right where we're probably sitting today, mastodons and saber-toothed tigers. They also found saber-toothed bones as well next to them. So right here where we're sitting, where they found these bones. So they researched them, many years later, we still have the name Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons. We were IPFW before, now we're Purdue Fort Wayne. And you can see these bones for yourself at the student union. If you go for a campus visit, you go see our campus. These are just on display in this right here. In this case, they just added it last summer, so it's really cool to see that on this big display. And there's plenty of other mastodon statues all around Fort Wayne. I'm sure you've seen them. But yeah, so we're not elephants. I heard someone say that, and I didn't judge you earlier, but I will now. We are not the elephants. We are the mastodons, which is pretty unique, actually. There are other mascots, in the nation, like Alabama, and there's another university that has a mastodon as their actual physical mascot, but they're not called the mastodons. We're the only ones in the nation who are called that. So you get a unique mascot when you go to school with us as well. And it also represents our athletics. We have Division I athletics on our school. So you'll see Don the Mastodon going to all the sporting events. And they're actually adding a female mascot called Donna here shortly. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. Next slide, please. All right, so I'll just kind of briefly go through all the academics. This will be a lot of slide clicking here. Next is going to be our School of Science. This kind of shows all these that we have. You can study these in 4 years. Again, these are all located in your booklet, but I'll briefly go through them all. Biology and physics come with these things called concentrations, or something you can study additionally, or something you can specify when you're studying a general degree like physics or biology. So these are things you can kind of dabble in, so that way when you graduate from college and you're interviewing yourself, you can sell how much stuff you went extra with your professional development with these kind of things here. Communication Sciences and Disorders is our speech pathology program, and we also offer psychology, which comes in 2 forms there you get to choose from. Next slide. Then we have liberal arts programs, which comes with these programs here. Again, all 4-year programs. The most popular ones are communication, criminal justice, and English. Also had a lot of political science students talk to me yesterday at another school I went to. So those are the most popular ones. However, all these are built to be more writing-centered classes, so a lot more paper writing and a lot more research kind of stuff. The honors program gives you opportunities to research, but you can always talk to your professor about other ways you can research to complete grades in your classes. And we also have opportunities for you to travel and study abroad. If you want to travel and study abroad when you go to college, we provide those for you as well in our really small 6,000 student campus. And yeah, criminal justice actually just added a forensic sciences, by the way. Next slide. We also have business students graduating with us as well. The School of Business is one of the top business schools in the state of Indiana here at PFW, because we're going to get you networked with an internship as soon as you're a freshman with internship fairs and job fairs, so that way you can start working in your job when you're taking classes with us. So that way you're already guaranteed at least 3 years of experience when you go into the field after you graduate. With any of these fields here, we have a lot of students who want to entrepreneur and start their own job. So if anyone here has a dream or aspiration to start your own kind of passion, start your own dream job, this is the place to do it right here at PFW. Next slide. We also, like I said, have education teachers who are students who love their teachers so much where they went to high school that they want to continue that same dream. That's kind of what I went to. I wanted to be a teacher because I had an awesome teacher where I went to school. I wanted to kind of mirror what they taught me. However, it didn't work out because I just changed my plans, because things change in college. You have different ideas and different dreams and stuff like that. So I have an education degree, but I'm currently working on a master's degree where I can get a business degree to start my own dream job. Education folks, you'll be taking one field in learning how to teach called the education courses. And then there's also a second major, if you will, a second field of classes which are specific to your content. So if you're teaching political science, economics, chemistry, science, math, whatever the case may be. And then there's also human services and human development, where you can learn how to become a counselor, a social worker, in the schools. Or I know I've had some friends who have actually been able to travel to people's homes to work with families and stuff like that, which is pretty neat. So you'll get licensed to do all that on our campus as well. Next slide. And then engineering, Purdue across the nation is known for their engineering degree because of their 100% job placement rate. So if you're wanting to become an engineer, whether it's civil, computer, electrical, or mechanical, we provide those engineering opportunities for you. We're gonna give you co-ops, opportunities to get a job as well as soon as you're a junior and senior. And then we also have polytechnic engineering, which is a form of hands-on engineering. It's not trade-based engineering, it's basically a step down from this, so that way you can kind of focus on working with your hands, we're building with electronics, robotics, and computers, whereas over here, you're gonna take a lot more math classes and stuff like that. Hidden down here is organizational leadership, that's what that says down there, by the way. Yeah, next slide. And then we have visual and performing arts programs, which is ranging from art and design as well as theater. You can graduate in 4 years with a 4-year program in arts as well as graphic design and interior design. So imagine being able to build a blueprint where you're building your own little home for homework assignment. I've had students who actually, I walk by their class, I don't know if they're just doing this for fun, but in an interior design class, they were, playing Minecraft. I don't know if that was for homework or not. Either way, we also have the theater degrees where you can graduate in 4 years with musical theater. If your dream is to be on stage in the musical realm, you have to audition for all their plays. You have to be a part of them in some fashion, whether it's set design, lighting design, or the actual performance part. And then theater as well, you can learn how to create your own show, learn how to direct, act, and all that good stuff. Next slide. Then School of Music is our last school, which has these fields here. There's the General School of Music where you can kind of pick your own concentration here. Music technology, music performance, and music therapy. We have students who perform vocally as well as instrumentally. We have a pep band on our campus. We have plenty of other workshops where if you want to play marching band, we have workshops for that. We don't have a marching band per se because we don't have a football team. But they still make up for that by making these actual groups where you can play with a drum line, or you can still kind of have like a marching band experience, just not on the field like you would in high school. And one last thing, we're actually adding a music industry building. Music industry is a music business kind of realm, where if you want to work with selling equipment or songwriting and recording, we have our own mini Sweetwater sound being built on our campus right now, called the Music Industry Building. That's going to be finished in 2026. So if you're a music fan and you've been to Sweetwater before to see all their instruments and their recording equipment, we're having our own little version of it on our campus. All right, another big thing, actually before we continue, are there any questions about anything I just talked about there? Anyone here want to become a criminal justice or a liberal arts major? How about business? Education? Music? Art and design? Missing? Science, biology, chemistry, pre-med? Was there something I did mention that someone wants? Or we don't know yet? Is that what we're looking at?
None of you know you want to do in the future? No?
Did I mention education? Anyone want to be teacher? Did I say that already? All right, we'll keep moving then.
They fit.
Next slide, we'll talk about our campus involvement. Basically, anywhere you go when you go to college, you're going to want to get involved in something. Don't over-involve yourself, of course, because you still have to focus on your classes and it can get overwhelming, but Purdue Fort Wayne has lots of things to get involved with, whether it's joining their office group, working at their office, whether it's joining a club where you guys hang out outside of class. We have an esports team that competes nationally as well, and plenty more where that comes from, because college isn't just about learning and going home, it's also about having fun. So go to these events, where you're paying for it out of your tuition. So all these events that you're missing out on, you're basically missing out on what you're paying for. So that's why we always recommend you go to these things, anywhere you go really. This is where you could meet your best friend for life, this could be where you meet a soulmate, this could be where you meet, people who are gonna give you a letter of recommendation in the future, stuff like that. So you just never know what the future holds, but we offer these opportunities for you just like any other university would. So Purdue Fort Wayne isn't just a community college. We are a full-blown university that provides opportunities for you to have fun. Just like any other university would. Next slide. Here's our slide that talks about our academics on our campus. Basketball, track, cross country, baseball, softball, men's and women's volleyball, tennis, soccer, and a couple more there. We're all in the Horizon League. All these students on our campus can attend home games for free. There's also a free membership to the rec center and weight room. And then there's also club sports to join as well. If you don't want to play at the higher level and you still want to play a sport for fun in college, you can do that. Next slide. All right, so has anyone seen our campus housing before? No? I highly recommend once you do take a campus visit that you see this, because our student housing isn't your typical student housing. So when you go to college, there's typically a dorm room that you get put in, especially as a freshman. And you have to live in a small space with your roommate. And there's also a communal bathroom with the whole floor has to share kind of thing. And it's just kind of the normal, like how you live at college. Whereas with us, you get your own private apartment to yourself. That's pretty crazy, actually. You get a full kitchen and living room that's shared amongst your three other roommates, because there's 4 of you in a suite. But that private bedroom and bathroom thing is a really good opportunity for you to kind of understand that you might get your own little space. Everything's fully furnished as well, meaning everything comes with the room already. You might have to bring a couple things when you move in, whereas other colleges you have to bring your own furniture and fridges and stuff like that. Cable and internet, Wi-Fi, utilities like air conditioning are included. My freshman dorm room didn't have air conditioning, so I had to live through that. I don't want you guys to do the same thing, so make sure you look at our apartments as an opportunity for you to live on campus. And then, like I mentioned at the bottom here, there is no parking pass. You can drive your car, but if you don't have a car and you don't want to do that, you can walk. There's also transportation taking you from housing to campus, no transit system. But feel free to bring your car because it's free too. And there's free laundry as well. So yeah, it's a really nice place, guys. So definitely take a look at it when you can. And there's no complaints about our student housing at all. Not a lot of roommate disagreements, which you would have at other colleges. Yeah.
How long is night?
How long is what?
Night.
What do you mean?
Roommate.
How many? So you have up to 3 roommates per room. So it's gonna be you and 3 other people. And you guys will be match made together with like you're gonna apply for housing, and you get match made with someone in your room that has the same values as you. So if you like go to bed early, if you stay up late, you'll be match made with those people. Likewise, if you apply for housing with friends from DeKalb, if you want to go to school together, you guys can put each other on the application form and live together if you'd like to.
Now,
Party? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's really no parties that go on. No parties go on there, nope. Yep, small party scene for sure.
That's the part you care about? You're funny.
Next slide, please. And then one more. All right, this is the end of my presentation here. There's just all these steps that go into applying for colleges. Like I mentioned, it's easier for us. You have a 2.3 GPA, that's all we need to get you in. Test optional. Still take those tests, of course, if you want to get good scholarships and whatnot. You'll apply, and then you'll submit it, or have your high school send this transcript for you. You can also order it on Parchment, which is an online transcript sender. You'll get admitted, and then you'll get a chance to reply to that whenever you need to. However, this $50 enrollment deposit that actually accepts your offer to the university is due by a certain date, or else you don't get a Purdue Fort Wayne scholarship. And then you'll go through this orientation day called New Student Orientation, and that's when you schedule your classes for the first semester. All right. Are there any questions about anything, about any colleges at all? Any type of college advice you guys need at all? PFW related stuff, anything? Nothing about how the food is or anything like that?
Yeah, how is the food?
Our food is actually really good, compared to high school lunches, from what I remember. My college had like actual like branded restaurants in their dining hall, whereas we have our own dining hall, but still the dining hall at PFW is really good. They have like their own little like off-brand, I don't want to say off-brand, but it's actually really good. The Chipotle bar where you can kind of build your own bowl or burrito. There is like a burger place where you can get a burger and fries. Really good. There's like a pizza and pasta oven thing. You can make your own pizza and pasta. And then there's even like a vegetarian, vegan place where you can eat food there, salad bar, all sorts of good stuff that I can remember. That's our only dining hall that we have. There's also an Einstein Bagels and our own little Starbucks coffee shop in the student union. You can spend money on there.
Quick question. What's this for?
What is what?
Outside?
This thing?
Yeah.
This is a diploma. So when you graduate, you get this guy right here in 4 years or so. We also offer associates, so if you want to graduate in 2 years, you can, but this is our bachelor's degree. And it's the same thing as the main campus diploma.
Do we have to?
You don't have to, no. Let me think. Class schedules are also something I get questions on about. It's actually way nicer because you get to build your own schedule, kind of. There's class requirements you have to take within your program that are at specific times throughout the day, but there's going to be opportunities for you to kind of build it in a way. So you might be able to pick all morning classes and then be done for the rest of the day, and you might work well with the job, or you can wait till like later on in the day, you can sleep in and then take your classes and then whatever. Some days you might get lucky, you might not have a class on a day at all throughout the week, which kind of helps you get a day off from school. Not like high school, you have to go from 8 to 3 every day on a repeated schedule, and then every semester changes after that. So it's pretty nice to build your own schedule and have flexibility there. Another like 10 minutes, right? No?
Any other questions? Is anybody thinking about going to PFW? Maybe? Know anybody that did go to PFW? No? My best friend graduated from PFW. Got scholarships right out of high school, and with that low tuition, paid for everything.
Oh, I went to
She has no
PFW.
student debt. Oh, no student
Yeah, I went to
debt.
PFW, I'm sorry.
Was your original question, what do you do at night?
Huh?
What was your original question, what is there to do like at nighttime?
Yes.
Is there anything fun happening at night? On or off campus?
Depends on the night, depends on the day, or there might be some things where some events are hosted at nighttime, and they might have some like bowling nights, movie nights. Those are like your typical kind of stuff. And then we're surrounded by Fort Wayne, of course, so everything is right there in the palm of your hand as far as doing things like the embassy shows, going to movies there. Everything is right down the street from you there, so a lot of students really like having their nights there to do all sorts of fun stuff in Fort Wayne. On campus, it kind of depends on the club that's putting on an event at night, or sometimes you can make your own stuff. You can make your own event and see if people come to that. Yeah.
Is there a curfew?
Is there a curfew? I don't think so, unless it's like an exam week kind of thing, where like you have to be whatever by a certain time. But yeah, I don't think there's anything too crazy.
Moving coach.
Coach of sports?
Who do you contact for the sports, is that what you mean?
our athletic office will, be someone you can contact as far as doing those sports. Because they're Division I, you have to go through them, and they can recruit you there. So you have to contact the coach directly, and their coach information is on their website. I think the big sports that we don't have that a lot of people want is football, swimming, wrestling, and bowling. There's no bowling team either. You can always create your own club sports in that. There already is club football.
Flag football.